same benefits to the public, carries the same risks, or aligns with our community's long-term vision. Holyoke has a right to decide what kinds of industries we want to attract and what kinds of development best serve our community. The question on my mind tonight is whether we know enough right now to make that decision. I don't think we do. This decision you're making tonight will shape Holyoke for decades. That's exactly why we're asking for caution, for a pause, to make sure the entire community has the answers we need first before welcoming a new industry to town. We don't have the answers to very important questions about how it'll affect our electric rates, our natural resources, our infrastructure, our residents, our water, or our long-term economic future. A ban does not prevent future councils from revisiting this issue at any point. There will be other development opportunities, many. Holyoke has a lot to offer, right? But once a new data center is built, it cannot be unbuilt. Find a way to pause this, please. And regardless of tonight's outcome, I hope that the conversation doesn't end here. This level of public engagement, and there were 4 groups, local groups organizing about this issue, shows that every Holyoke resident cares about the future of the city, and everyone from every ward is united. We want a meaningful voice in the decisions that are made in our community. Thank you.
Thank you. I have Councilor Thalheimer has her hand up. Councilor Thalheimer.
Motion to suspend the rules to allow further public comment.
Is there a second?
Okay.
Here is a second.
All right. The motion was to suspend the rules to allow for more public comment. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. So next I have Cynthia.
Hello. Say I'm a little nervous because there's a lot of emotions, a lot to say in 2 minutes, but Cynthia, live in Ward 4, and I want to share that I echo the environmental statistics and concerns that were shared. Also want to name on one of those statistics, 3 of our 4 families have asthma. My son is in Kelly School. We visit Ward 1 pretty often. And we'll name what was really challenging about the data center, which I'm here to support. You know, what is being proposed, was to find out about this randomly on Facebook, which I don't visit often. So as a resident who is an environmentalist, environmental scientist, environmental educator, work with the city as a community liaison for the municipal vulnerability program, really talking about climate change as residents. This was really concerning to find out randomly on social media. So want to urge also communication, that's not it, but wanted to name that is really challenging because residents, especially my neighbors, parents that I know that go to Ward 1, they don't know about this and they're being impacted, we're being impacted. So I want to uplift, and I guess I favor what you're sharing where there's a moratorium or ban. I'm really confused now of what is actually being passed. I don't like that. I think you all shared it during the ordinance committee that you heard the most comments for banning, prohibición, the data centers. So I'm urging y'all, if y'all can amend this to make a ban. It seems like the nonprofits are being prioritized here over the voices of the people that are being named. So want to name that as well. And recommend a comment that was made earlier, the ad hoc committee, it needs to have residents. It needs to have residents that are impacted by the EJ communities in Holyoke. It's a must. It cannot just not include them. Exactly. And I urge you all to also look into supporting the human rights in Holyoke when it comes to rent stabilization. Thank you.
I have Rankai?
Reverend Kai.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
It's okay. It's okay, my handwriting is terrible. Hi, my name's Kai Wiswall. I am a resident of Ward 7. I'm a retired environmental lawyer. I am a clergy, the leader of a small faith community. I am a father of 2 young children. I come here in all those capacities. I'm not going to repeat everything that was said before about the environmental impacts, but I second all of it. I ask you, when you listen to the industry give their pitch, when millions of dollars are involved, you're going to hear millions of promises. But the record shows, go ahead and look at the other data centers. It's also millions of promises broken. Okay? Costs will rise here. And I ask the counselors, what kind of future do you envision for Holyoke? Is it any economic project, consequences be damned? Is it just that, you know, we don't mind the most vulnerable communities and sacrificing them? Or do we want a vision of the future that actually uplifts everybody? I also want to approach one other aspect, since, you know, we've been doing a great job here in bringing our points. And that is that this project brings no identifiable public benefit. I don't mean just the pollution and everything. I mean that this is a project that is going to support and streamline the movement of money from working people's pockets to the pockets of billionaires. All right, and it is going to increase our social isolation. It's going to increase our political polarization, because this powers our social media. It powers the things in society that are breaking us apart. That's all it does. Okay, so I really ask you to look in your hearts as to what is the future that you want. Now, we're blessed here in Holyoke. We're blessed with our location. We're blessed with our power and energy that we have. Let's use it wisely. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I have Sister Mary Shea.
Hi, I'm here. My name is Sister Mary Shea. I'm here representing the Sisters of St. Joseph, but I'm also here representing Ward 1. I have been living in Ward 1 for 40 years. I am part of the group that established and is still running Homework House. And I'm begging you to take care of us, to take care of where this plant is. It's not even a mile from the school. It's in an area where, and I'm giving these figures now because they're accurate. Thank you, okay. I worked at Homework House, and mothers in the beginning of the year came in with the medicine for their children who all had asthma. Holyoke needs to do something about the pollution that we are living with. We now have asthma, but our elders have breathing COPD. What is a little time for us to just look to be sure we get the best of what we need? So I'm begging you, just give us that time. Just put a ban. A ban will allow us, when you're ready, to do it right. Okay? Because our lives are in your hands.
Thank you. Okay, I have Adam. Adam?
Hey, my name is Adam LeMay. I'm a proud Ward 7 resident of the last 2.5 years. Thank you so much, counselors. We need more time. You all need more time because this is a complex issue. And here's the thing is we need you to do something before your summer recess. I'm sorry that it's coming down to tonight. And you don't get to take all of the time that I wish that you had to make this decision on a ban or a moratorium, but it has to happen tonight because the vultures are circling. They want what we have. Holyoke has such wonderful, wonderful things about it, and they know it. This is an industry with nearly unlimited financial resources. You don't go hastily into a business deal with them. I'm a scientist. I've done computing research at places like Computing Center in the Flats. I'm a co-lead on a NASA mission that's going to put a rover on the moon in a couple of years. And I'm telling you, this takes a long time to wrap your head around, and I'm still working on it. You might be thinking that maybe a little bit of economic benefit is better than a vacant lot. Let me tell you why the vacant lot's going to be better. So many towns and cities around the country have gone hastily into this and realized that that promise of the $2 million of tax revenue a year evaporated because of all the tax breaks that they get. Where's the guarantee? We don't have that tonight, so you all need another year or two to sort that out. They start off with plans for 20 megawatts. Where's the guarantee, right? They can spin up 10 times, 100 times that capacity in a heartbeat because of their unlimited financial resources.
Thank you,
Where's
Laura.
the guarantee for us?
Appreciate it. Kristen? Kristen?
Okay. My name is Kristen Sykes. I live in Holyoke in Ward 7. And I want to thank the City Council for all your time and attention of this. I know you have a lot of pressing matters, and you've all been very responsive to our emails and outreach on social media. So thank you so much. I support a ban, and if that won't pass, at a minimum, a 2-year moratorium on the data centers. And I ask the council to take this action today. I know tonight we are speaking about policy, but we are also staring down a proposed data center as we speak. And to let you know what we're dealing with, I want to read to you from the Chestnut Ridge LLC developer's LinkedIn profile. Quote, would you like investments you can understand with returns that are better than you expect? Most importantly, our track record speaks for investment itself. We've never lost a single dollar of investor money. Quote, we can only invest when we're confident we can return your equity quickly, along with the strong returns. That's directly from the developer's
due diligence. Figure out what are the costs, the risks, the benefits, if there are any, of having data centers here. And if the decision is yes, set some clear regulations and guidelines so it protects the city as much as possible. That's why we elected you. Please do it. I think a ban is better because it can be ended when the due diligence has been done. But whether it's a ban or a moratorium, do not let this go unattended so that data centers can just willy-nilly come in and do whatever the hell they want. Because that's really dangerous for all of us. So please, please protect the people who elected you. Thank you.
Thank you. I have Caitlin.
You know, this is interesting. And interesting to see residents like this, honestly.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak today. My name is Caitlin Fogarty. I'm a resident of Ward 5. I am most uneasy with the environmental concerns that this has on public health.
I'm pausing the time. I'm not a monster, I know.
The short people, thank you. While I am most uneasy with the environmental concerns that data centers have on public health, the fresh drinking water that is used in data centers is often treated with chemicals to prevent corrosion and bacterial growth inside the center itself, rendering it unsuitable for human consumption or agricultural use. This means that centers are not using extremely high quantities of drinking water, but they are effectively removing it from the local water cycle. In yesterday's Mass Live article, developer James Lavin said that the water used to cool the towers would be 250,000 gallons per day. He quotes, "This sounds like a lot, but it's a swimming pool." At 250,000 gallons per day, your total usage would be 91,250,000 gallons per year. To put this in perspective, the average US household uses 100,000 to 120,000 gallons per year. As we are now in the collective AI tech boom, the high density AI workloads are driving water consumption even higher. At this scale, even minor impurities in the wastewater can accumulate over time, potentially causing significant environmental harm, especially where wastewater is concerned. The issue is further worsened because we have seen that data centers do not always discharge their wastewater into public sewage systems. Instead, data centers' wastewater has been found to go directly into discharge into nearby lakes, streams, groundwater aquifers, where pollutants can enter the ecosystem unchecked. The Barnes Aquifer is located in close proximity to the site. This aquifer spreads to 4 other towns within its limits. Holyoke has wonderful facilities and events that draw people from outside our community here to Holyoke to enjoy. The Holyoke St. Patrick's Day Parade and Road Race draws close to 400,000 spectators to this city. It generates $20 million in economic impact for local businesses and organizations. How many of those spectators will still come when they know they are exposed to air pollution and forever chemicals? How many will pay for beverages with ice knowing they have
Time. Thank you. I have Emma.
Hi, Emma Kerr, Ward 7. I agree with everyone who's been up here regarding the environmental issues. One environmental issue I don't think I've heard spoken about yet is the issue of heat. All of the heat that is absorbed through the cooling process has to be released somewhere. That somewhere is down in Ward 1. The heat that's going to be hopefully not released, but is proposed to be released by the Chestnut River development will be coming off of cooling towers, which the developer in the Mass Live article said, "I don't think people will even see or hear." I think they will. The nearest house I could find, shout out to you if you live in, 16 Cabot Street. You live 528 feet from the 100 Water Street driveway. I think that's pretty close. Data centers are reported to increase their local area by 1.5 to 4 degrees Fahrenheit. It's been pretty hot this spring. It has been up to 95 already in June, and we are dismissing students early from school. Schools like the elementary school, which is less than a mile from this location. I don't think we want it to experience a 1.5 or 4 degrees increase in temperature. The data centers that are proposed could potentially use a lot of our renewable energy. However, the one that is already proposed is already telling us that they are going to use diesel generators. As we have already heard, diesel generators produce a carcinogen that increase asthma rates. We have families living well below the poverty line at $16,000 a year. These people do not need additional health issues. The Hampton, Springfield, Greater Metropolitan Area has won awards such as the asthma capital of the nation multiple times. #1 asthma capital of the nation multiple times.
Thank
We
you.
cannot be adding this health burden.
Thank you. I have Mary.
Hi all, my name is Mary Jones. I'm a Ward 4 resident and a homeowner. I want to say first of all that I support the ban and voting tonight on that ban for data centers for every reason everyone else just said, but I'll just highlight 2 quick things. So one is that the generation of Holyokers that broke their backs hand digging our canals and building our dam did not do it so big tech could profit off of our hard-won cheap hydropower and leave Holyokers with the bill. The second is that a decade ago, we did not all come together to organize to shut down the Mount Tom coal plant to get a data center instead. The other thing I wanted to just highlight is my strong support for rent stabilization here in Holyoke and supporting both the ballot measure language and the language in the bill. Again, I'm a homeowner. I live on a really awesome block in Ward 4 that's about half renters, half owners. Me and my husband have been there for 5 years and we're still the new kids on the block, right? But a lot of the folks who live near us are really seeing their rents increase. And I'm really worried that my friends who we shovel our streets together, we shovel our drives together, we, help folks when they're in need, when neighbors pass, that we're not all gonna be able to live together anymore. And it's not like we're all best friends or that there's no conflict, but what makes resilience is community, and community cannot happen when people are being constantly displaced. So that is why we need rent stabilization.
Thank you. The person that was signed up was actually Mary Moynihan, but I do have Mary Jones on the list, so I didn't know if Mary Moynihan is here. Hi, sorry. Just want to make sure I didn't miss you.
Mary Moynihan, and I live on Dwight Street, which is Ward 4. And I can't add anything. I'm just so proud of everybody who spoke tonight. We have some very intelligent, accomplished Holyoke people, and I'm proud of everybody who spoke. I totally agree with the rent control and the ban on the data center. I did work with asthmatic patients when I was at Bay State Medical Center. And it's a very frightening thing if you have a child or if you're experiencing an asthma attack. It's just the anxiety alone when you cannot breathe, and to be putting that on our most vulnerable people. I know the next year or two, it's going to be really rocky for a lot of us, and we're going to have to stick together. And I'm so proud. I came here tonight to hear all you people because I'm not comfortable with this. It's not what I want to be doing, but I'm really proud. And I'm so happy I heard what I heard. Thank you.
Thank you. I have Amelia.
Hello, I'm Amelia Box. I live on Taylor Street above the Stop and Shop. Just want to say I'm in support of what everyone else has said, and I'm against the data center. I'm a small business owner and we need more jobs here, and the data center is not going to produce that for us. Thank you.
Thank you. I have, Alyssa, Allison, I'm not sure, Caston, Ward 4. I'm sorry, I can't read the, it looks like it starts with an A. Okay, well, we'll come back, and if I didn't read your name, then maybe it was you, and we'll just go from there. Caitlin Moran. Counselor McGrath-Smith has joined on Zoom.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Caitlin Moran, and I live in Ward 5. Last year, my husband and I were lucky enough to have his family's support in buying a home here in Holyoke. But before that, I rented for 15 years. I remember what it was like to rent, and rent stabilization would have changed my situation completely. I urge you to all please vote yes on the non-binding rent stabilization resolution. I would also like to speak in favor of a data center ban. Data centers would be bad for Holyoke as well as all of the surrounding communities. And the environmental effects, as so many other residents have spoken tonight, are absolutely astronomical, and the